Yo, what's going on YouTube? In today's video, I'll just be talking about my experience at the Peoria Regionals. It was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself being down there. I got to see a couple of cool people. I never really got to introduce myself to some of the more well-known, popular YouTubers out there, such as Cross, and I know the one kid from TCG Awakens. I actually was able to say hi to him. I didn't really get to interact with those guys as much as I wanted to. I was hoping to see them in the finals, but unfortunately, I was unable to make it there. I lost after round 3 to an UDA player. He just had it. Not. I think I made a slight error in that game, and then every game after that was really just a situation to where just my opponent just having it. It wasn't even any kind of misplay or anything like that. I think as far as performance wise goes, I think I did pretty good at the regionals. But yeah, I just ran into a bunch of matches where it just came down to the wire and my opponent just having the necessary cards to keep themselves from dying. But aside from that, like I said, I think I performed pretty good, and I just wanted to talk about a few of the MVPs that I used during the regionals that really helped me out a bunch. So first off, I'd actually like to talk about the Ace. I was only playing Ace at 1 in the deck. I actually really wish I was playing this at 2. This card came in handy in all of my mirror matches, as I predicted. This card was really the determining factor on me winning all of my mirror matches whenever I did play him. I played a total of, I think three mirror matches I played. Yeah, and I summoned him in 2 of them, and in both of them they were the deciding factor for my game, because both times my opponent decided to go all in and just start playing all of their rushers and everything like that, and so it just gave me an opportunity for a really clean crackback on them. And I also did a couple of things where I just placed my opponent in difficult positions. I created a difficult board stage for my opponent to deal with, not so much so that the board was just completely unhandleable, like they just couldn't handle the board, but in a sense of they had to choose which card to remove from the field to best help them. And because I always put them in this position, they usually chose the wrong card, and got lost because of it. Another great performer over the weekend, Miss All Sunday. I ran her in 2s. I had been testing her at 3, and she's cool at 3, but I find that at 3 she becomes clunky and it becomes too much. You just have too much of her in the deck. I think that later on, whenever we get more cards out of OPO 7 and OPO 8, then yeah, she'll be cool at 3, but 2 is just a fine number to run her at for right now. Again, you don't really want to see her as often as you think you do, because again, she is just kind of sort of clunky in the hand, doesn't really do too much for you aside from her initial on play ability. You really want to be playing her early to mid game. Late game, she's not as useful, unless you're just really praying that she draws you whatever out it is you need for that particular matchup. But Miss All Sunday performed really good over the weekend. I think I triggered her once out of life to help me push for a game on someone, and I did it early on, and because I had it, it just left me in a position to where I was able to apply enough pressure to my opponent to get them out of the game. But moving on, I want to talk about the other MVP of the deck, which was Brooke. Brooke really did work this weekend. I don't want to say that Brooke overperformed this weekend, but he was also another deciding factor in my mirror matches. I played this in 2 of my mirror matches, and it was this card that had got me the win. In one of the situations, I had actually dropped Ace and then followed up with dropping the Brooke. My opponent makes the mistake of getting rid of the Ace and leaving the Brooke. And because they had did that, I was able to clear their board on the crackback, because I was able to reduce 2 creatures by 2, swing into 1 very easily, get rid of his blocker, and get rid of the 2 creatures he had on board super easily. Yeah, Brooke did work also in my UDA matchup. Brooke did work in he did work in all my matchups. He was just really good. Every time I threw him down and my opponent didn't address him, I won that game easily, actually, because they tried to value my blockers, or they tried to value other cards aside from this, and they got hard punished for it. So yeah, that worked really, really well. And the last MVP card of the deck had to have been Fire Fist. Absolutely incredible card. One game I won from hitting this out of life, and another game I won from just being able to reduce one of the creatures low enough so that I could bottom deck it. I believe, what did my opponent play? He played, what was I playing against with that guy? It was I think it was a Moria. No, it wasn't the Moria. I forget which game it was playing where I played this in, and it just did work for that matchup. But all in all, I would say that like these cards in particular worked very, very well for me. Like I say, they were largely the deciding factor in most of my games, because I know that in one of my mirror matches, I 100% would have lost if I didn't see this or if I didn't have this in the deck at all. Because again, most people would just go super heavy aggression on you, and they'll try and get rid of your blockers, or they'll prioritize getting rid of your blockers because they know that's what's going to keep you alive. So whenever my opponent did that and they didn't do this, it just helped lead the game in my position. Let's say it was really fun. I highly recommend if you can get into one of those, you do. I was able to get my lone Luffy Don, which is I only wanted the one. I'm not really sought after having a whole playset. I really just wanted to make sure I had my official one just for the collection purposes, and just because, you know, I really like this Don. It's actually pretty cool looking. So that was that. Again, I didn't do too well, but again, it wasn't a performance issue. It was more, like I say, just my opponent just having all of the outs whenever they needed to have them. So I couldn't really be mad at that. Like I said, I think I'm getting a lot better with the deck. Here in the future, I'll be opening up a Patreon for the upcoming time. Whilst we have this deck, I will be doing exclusive content on my Patreon, matchups, ways to play, things that you should be doing in each matchup whenever you open up with certain cards in your hand, what it is you should be doing with those cards, what it is you should be planning out. Basic things like that. I'm really going to try and work on just trying to give a guide to the community so that they have something they can work with. But yeah, that was a really fun event. I cannot wait for my next one. I'm hoping to do some online ones. Like I said, it was very, very fun. And yeah, it's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to get to my next one, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.